Hello everyone, and welcome back to the SBRE. In today's video, we're taking a look at Netflix's 2020 movie, Extraction, starring Chris Hemsworth and David Harbour. Extraction is the story of a reckless man who would do anything for money, but when he gets handed a task to rescue a kid from Dhaka, the mission suddenly becomes personal to him. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy our recap. And don't forget to watch the video till the end so you don't miss out on anything. The beginning shows an injured man holding a gun and making his way down a bridge, shooting anyone who comes in his way. Suddenly, he gets hit with a bullet to his shoulder, making him stumble and fall. He manages to drag himself to safety and catches his breath, feeling his vision fade. He gets a flashback of his past as he sits there bleeding away. The next scene takes us back 2 days ago to Mumbai, where a school bell chimes and 3 friends are seen leaving the school together to hang out at the cafe. Later, they drop Ovi off in front of the luxurious house and he cautiously makes his way inside. As he walks in, a man named Saju inquires about his whereabouts, firmly reminding him that his father had strictly instructed Ovi to return straight home from school. Ovi walks away without saying anything, and we see him acting like a stranger in his own house. Later that night, Ovi makes a plan to sneak out of the house and meet his friends at a club. At the club, his friends insist that he makes a move on a girl he likes, and yet he still refuses. One of his friends pulls him aside to go out for a smoke. Just as Avi was about to accept the cigarette, a car stops in front of them. Upon realizing it's a police car, they immediately become alert. When the police start inquiring if they've come from the club, they immediately deny the claim. The police spot the cigarette, and his demeanor is still very friendly. However, a second later, he pulls out a gun and shoots Ovi's friend in the head, kidnapping Ovi. The scene immediately shifts to Mumbai Central Prison, where a prisoner is called to the meeting area. There, we see Saju informing the prisoner that Ovi had been kidnapped. The prisoner was none other than the biggest drug lord in India, Ovi Mahajan Sr. Upon hearing that his son was kidnapped by his biggest rival, Amir Asif, he asks Saju to go to Dhaka himself and retrieve his son, warning him to do as he says if he wants his own son to live. The scene shifts to Saju's house, where his wife angrily grumbles when Saju tells her about the situation. He says they don't have the money, but he has an alternative plan that was his last hope. In the next scene, we see 3 men resting on top of a cliff. One of the men was sleeping and the other was joking around, worried if he was still breathing. The supposed sleeping man laughs, gets up, and launches himself off the cliff into the water. We see him sitting at the bottom of the water, meditating. After this, we follow him into a secluded home where a woman is sitting on the porch waiting for him. The woman, Neek, follows Tyler into his home and tells him that they've landed a hit and the pay was huge, but it was basically a suicide mission and that they probably should avoid it. Tyler reminds her that he needs the money and he doesn't mind putting his life at risk to get it. The woman tries to convince him again, but he simply waves her off, telling her he would meet her tomorrow. Finally, Neek caves in and warns him to show up sober or don't bother showing up at all. The scene shifts to a house outside Dhaka's city limit, where Neek, Tyler, and all their teammates are gathered making plans for the mission. She gives Tyler some background of the 2 gangs' rivalry and warns him again that this Amir Asif practically ran the city of Dhaka. They execute a plan where Tyler would grab the kid, meet them at the designated spot, and leave via a boat. The next scene takes us to Dhaka, where Tyler gets a phone call to go in front of a laundromat and immediately gets kidnapped by some goons. They take him to a rundown apartment where the leader of the small groups threatens Tyler with a gun and makes fun of him. But when Tyler barely flinches after he puts the gun to his head, they immediately get serious too. They show him the kid and ask Tyler to inform his men to transfer the money now that he has proof that the kid is alive. Some people escort him out of the building and he attacks them when he gets the chance. Going upstairs, he kills everyone in the room except the kid, who drops his gun in surrender and runs away. He takes Ovi and leaves the place. On the other side of the city, we see a big man cornering a group of kids. He suddenly picks up a kid and throws him down the building, threatening to kill everyone if they didn't admit who took their money. He was about to grab another kid when the oldest boy among the group of kids confesses. The kid kneels in front of Amir Asif and Amir marvels at his bravery and cleverness. He tells him he was going to let him live if he severed 2 of his own fingers and offered it to him. The boy was about to do it when suddenly he gets interrupted by a high-ranking police officer. When he finds out that the boy is missing, he orders the colonel to close down the city. When the colonel refuses, he threatens him and gets his way. In a different scene, Tyler stops his car and cautiously makes his way through the jungle to the boat when suddenly something doesn't feel right. 3 rows of boats surround the area where Tyler's team had set up their boat. And soon, one by one, all of his teammates are shot dead by a masked man. In the headquarters, Nick's worker frantically tries to put the situation under control. They try to call the client, but when no one picks up after several calls, Nick finally realizes that they've been played. In the jungle, someone attacks Tyler and Ovi. It was Saju, who throws away his mask and called for Ovi. Tyler refuses to let him leave, and they escape using the car again. Every turn they took, they found their way blocked by the police. When Ovi tries to escape, Tyler assures him that he works for his father, and it was possible Saju worked for the other men. He recklessly makes his way through the city, but when he takes a final turn, he finds his path blocked by Azif's people. And when he tries to reverse, he crashes into a car that Saju was driving. They immediately took cover in the nearby building. Soon after, a group of armed men barges into the building, breaking into people's houses and searching for them. In a narrow hallway, Tyler kills a soldier, and while Ovi is shocked, he still follows him for the sake of survival. As they make their way around, Tyler covers Ovi behind him and kills everyone who comes their way. They finally manage to escape through the rooftop, but while making their way down the building, Saju attacks them and they get thrown into the streets below. Unwilling to give up, Saju gets up and attacks Tyler again. They engage in a fight on the street, and Tyler was winning until a passing car runs him over. Taking this opportunity, Saju grabs Ovi and tries to run away with him, only to get run over by a mail truck Tyler was driving. Ovi leaves with Tyler, but seeing as they were still being chased, Tyler fakes an accident. The colonel gets the news of their death, but Asif insists on seeing their body. The duo is now taking shelter in a factory where Ovi helps Tyler nurse his wound. There, Tyler gets a call from someone who tells him that they got played, and while she can still send a chopper 4 kilometers away to get Tyler out, he's got to leave the kid behind. Tyler refuses. In the next scene, we see a bloody Saju checking into a hotel, effectively scaring the receptionist. He cleans up, fixes his nose, and calls his family. He reminds his wife to disappear with their son and the money if he fails to call within 12 hours, and talks to his son one last time before hanging up. Tyler and Ovi sneak out of the factory only to get attacked by a bunch of kids holding guns. Though Tyler fights with them, he refuses to kill kids. They hide in the sewer, and as a last resort, Tyler tells Nick to call Gasper, who owes him his life. Gasper shows up and warmly invites them into his home. He tells them to lay low for a while and let things pass. The atmosphere is very friendly as they both sit reminiscing. The next scene shows a lavish mansion, where Azif is dining with some ladies, when the kid from before shows up to offer his finger and his loyalty to Azif, begging Azif to let him kill Tyler when he catches him. In the next scene, we see Tyler checking up on Ovi, who lies awake. They talk about Tyler, and he opens up about his family, how he had a wife who he hasn't seen in years and a kid who died when Tyler wasn't there because he was too much of a coward. After the heartfelt conversation, Tyler makes his way downstairs where he and Gasper talk for a while. The mood is lighthearted until the conversation shifts to Ovi. Gasper suddenly suggests that Tyler should mercifully put a bullet through his head and end his suffering, because there's no way he can live for long with a criminal like Azif on his tail and his father in jail. Tyler gets suspicious of him and asks if he had called someone. Gasper tries to convince him, saying there's a bounty of $10 million on the kid's head and they can split the money. They end up fighting, and Gasper has the upper hand until he sees Ovi with a gun in his hand. When Gasper advances towards him, he shoots him twice, killing him. Horrified by what he had done, he cries that he wants to go home, and Tyler promises he'll take him home. In a desperate attempt, he calls Saju and makes a deal with him. Saju would take Ovi and leave, while Tyler would create a distraction. Tyler randomly starts shooting into the streets, causing panic, allowing Saju to go unnoticed. But when they reach the bridge, they find that it's blocked by police who were checking every individual. When an officer approaches them, Saju drops his facade and pulls out a gun, openly shooting. Sharpshooters were stationed everywhere, making it harder to move. Saju drops a bomb and calls Tyler for help. Far away on the balcony of a mansion, we see Azif keeping an eye on the scene. Saju tells Ovi to hide in a bus while he draws everyone away from him. The situation gets worse when an army of soldiers on a chopper joins in firing away at Saju. On the other hand, help arrives in the form of Nick and some of her guys. Seeing that the chopper was the biggest obstacle, she finds the best shot and launches a missile, cutting the chopper in half. Heavily injured, Tyler finally reaches the bridge and inquires about Ovi, who is safely hidden. But when a bunch of soldiers come searching around, he's forced to leave. On the other side, Saju is gravely injured. He was just about to kill another soldier when he's shot in the head and dies on the spot. We see the colonel aiming down the scopes of a sniper rifle from a faraway building. The chopper arrives at the spot, but seconds later, a bullet kills one of the pilots, causing the others to panic and abort. Nick seems to realize that someone was killing her people and searched for the shooter. Ovi sneakily makes his way towards Tyler, who's now in the crosshairs of the colonel, who shoots him in his shoulder. But before he could fire a second shot, a bullet pierces through his head, killing him. Tyler is at his wit's end as he starts hallucinating about his lost child. We're back to the scene shown at the beginning of the movie. Tyler successfully sends him over to Nick's side as he distracts the soldier, but Ovi is reluctant to leave. As he's making his way over to them, Tyler is shot in the neck. Ovi immediately tries to run over but is stopped by Nick. As his hallucination about his kid becomes clearer, Tyler finally gives up and falls into the river below. Nick urges Ovi into the chopper and they make it out alive. Azif could only watch as the chopper flies away. The scene fades away, showing the still river where Tyler fell. 8 months later, we see Ovi back at his school and Azif in Bangladesh celebrating a festival. Both are completely settled into their daily life. But as Azif goes to use the restroom, he sees a woman standing next to him. Before he could comprehend what was happening, the woman raises a gun and shoots him twice. The woman was Nick. In the final scene, we see Ovi submerged underwater before he's startled by something and comes rushing to the surface. He turns his head to the side, and in the blurred background, we see a figure similar to Tyler standing by the swimming pool. That was it for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video. What are your thoughts about this movie? Would you watch it? Have a movie you want us to recap? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.